So you figured out the type of investments you'd like to do. You've also figured out where the money resides so you can fund your projects. But now you need to know where to invest. On this video, I'll go over some of the steps that I use to look at a new market. So you ready? Let's do it. This is an important topic, and I'll jump right in to get you headed in the right direction. At this point, I'm assuming you determined how much money you can afford to invest. If not, this will be the work necessary to understand what you'll need to bring to the table cash-wise. So let's jump into the required steps to figure out where to invest your money. All right, so the first thing to do is understand how the market is moving in the area you're interested in. An easy way to do this is to use Zillow or Redfin to determine list price versus sales price on these properties. Both sites have data sites that can show you the comparison data and show you the typical days on market for properties sold. I'll demonstrate this with Redfin's data site. The link to the site and Zillow's site are in the comments. Okay, so I'm going to start by looking at the data on Redfin's site for the zip code of 90066. As you can see here, we sorted by we're filtered by the state, the zip in particular that I'm looking for, and left all of the values as they are. We don't want to adjust for seasonality because right now, because things are so competitive, we want to try and include every month that we can, and then just kind of make notes of where data may be skewed because of the holiday period or anything COVID related. So the first thing we're going to look at is the median sales price. So the median sales price is actually, it's not the average, it's the middle number. So if you have 100 homes on the market, then what you're looking at is the 50th home, the sales price for that particular home. And so for this particular area, the median sales price is going to be about 1.55, which is good. So that means that in this particular area, there's a good number of homes that are selling for above $1 million. So hopefully there will be some that we can purchase for below $1 million to have enough spread in terms of profit. But moving on, so the next thing we want to look at is the number of homes sold. Looks like everything's moving pretty briskly. Looks like January and February were down months, and that's probably due to holidays and COVID, as I mentioned before. So then let's move over to, let's see the number of new listings. Looks like, it's pretty much looking like that there's not quite a whole month's worth of inventory. So that's one thing that you want to note, because it means that basically you're not going to be looking at enough homes for this particular, for the buyers that want to live in this particular area in a month. So that means that, one, that you may be competing for the home that you want to purchase and renovate, but then two, it also means that you will also have a great opportunity to sell very quickly. So now let's move over a little bit more, and so look, as we look, you can see that the days on market for this particular zip looks like it's trending around like 40 to 45. I think as we mentioned earlier, January and February were months that you probably should just not disregard, but just represent with an asterisk to know that there was an issue here somewhere, whether that's either the holiday period or COVID. So then we also want to take a look at the average sale to list price. So that basically means that for a house in this particular zip, how much did it go above or below the list price when it was sold? So the great thing here is that you're pretty much at 100%. That means that whatever the sales price was or the list price was is what it sold for pretty much. And so I think that's a great thing. I think there is more data that you can look at here that would help dig into some of these numbers. So one thing that I want to take a look at is going to be more in relation to the sale to list price here, because I want to see let's see here. Is this the right one? No. Sold above list. That's the one that we want to take a look at, because we want to see how many homes actually sold above list. So you're looking at probably about 40% of homes, if we average this out, actually sold above the list price. And so I think that this is a great area to be in, because what that means is when you think about buying your home and renovating it and selling it, if you're a flipper, that you can expect that pretty much anything you put out that's a quality product is probably going to go above your asking price. But that also means that you're going to have situations where you're probably going to be competing. So you may be in a bidding war. So that means you can potentially have to be a little bit more aggressive on your acquisition price. But just if you're doing this work and you're finding good deals, maybe you'll be able to sidestep some of that. But I think this gives you a good idea. One other thing to look at here is off market within 2 weeks. So you're looking at probably about 25 to 30% of the homes are off the market within the first 2 weeks, or they're pending within 2 weeks. So that means they've got an accepted offer within 2 weeks. So that's great. So that means the reality here is that you should be able to find what you need, invest the time and the effort to renovate it, get it back on the market, and get going. So I'm excited about this particular zip, and I can't wait to dig into it more to actually figure out what pockets of this particular zip that I can invest in and be happy with. So now that I've found the area where property appears to move briskly, I'll start digging into the areas that perform best. If you're looking to buy and hold, you'll also want to find out the median rental price for a unit in that particular area. This will help you understand what you can expect to rent your unit for after you purchase it and do your renovations. So now the key is to start looking at homes that have recently sold from two different perspectives. The first is to look at properties that have recently sold that are in need of work. There should be a few examples of these that you can find that have sold in the last 90 to 180 days. Look at the list price versus the sales price and come up with a percentage that you can use for the neighborhood for these types of properties. This helps you understand how much you should expect to pay for your ideal investment. Then also look at properties that have recently sold that are in good condition or recently remodeled. Try to base your numbers on properties that are similar in size and room count. It's easier to compare apples to apples. Then start looking for property on the market that you can create some upside in as a rental or as a flip. Next, you'll want to take a look at the amenities in the neighborhood. This is especially important if you're looking at creating a rental unit. You'll want to ensure that you have decent schools, restaurants, and other amenities within a 15-minute drive of your target property. It's harder to justify rents and sales pricing if your property is in the middle of nowhere. Also check for grocery stores and parks. This is very important for families with kids. Adults typically want to be close to these places as it's necessary to have quick access to food and activities for kids. Another quick check to make is regarding the economics of the area. Are there good jobs or average or lower unemployment rates in the area compared to the rest of the country? Some of this data can be found on local government sites. This is important because you want to ensure that buyers or renters are in an area that will allow them to fulfill their obligation with respect to your property. Now let's dig a little bit deeper. Based on your understanding of your funding for a property, pick the type of house that you can comfortably purchase and renovate based on your budget. If you can make your money work on a 1,200 square foot home, don't look at a 2,000 square foot home because you'll end up in a bad position if you run out of money. Remember, if you're just starting out, don't bite off more than you can chew. Also make sure that you have the talent to handle your renovations on your property on or under budget. If you're in California and buying a home that has foundation issues, you'll want to make sure that you have someone that can do the repairs at a cost that you can afford. Or you'll need to search for homes that have less repair costs and are mostly cosmetic rehabs. It's better to take a smaller profit on your first couple of deals than swing for the fences and miss. All right, now let's go back to the homes that have recently sold in your neighborhood and focus on the properties that are in good to great condition. Look at the types of updates that were made and make a note of which homes sold quickly. This will let you know what you should attempt to do with your project to get the right type of buyer or renters in quickly. You do yourself no favors by trying to do renovations that feel good to you but don't speak to the needs of your buyers or renters in your market. When it comes to rental units, be sure you have affordable updates and repairs that will make the home functional, but try not to over-improve it. You don't want to have to do maintenance to every element of the home every time a tenant moves out. You only want to paint and replace flooring where necessary in a rental unit. If you're in a market, or if you're looking in a market where properties tend to be on the higher end, just be prepared to roll some of the repair costs into your rental rates to ensure you don't lose your shirt every time you need to get the property ready for your next tenant. Okay, based on this research, you should start trying to put together a budget on how much you'll need to spend on renovations. This will also help you understand how much you'll spend on the house and the type of return you'll get based on the after repair value of your project. Your goal should be to start with at least a 30% return on your money. This sets the bar low enough that if you miss, you won't hurt yourself financially. In addition, this helps you understand how to negotiate on the price of the home, because that's where you're going to make most of your money is during the acquisition. So make sure you buy it correctly to maximize your profit potential. Now finally, let's find a few properties to make an offer on. Don't get stuck on one property, because if it seems like a home run to you, it probably feels the same way to other buyers. Find an agent in the area to verify your research and help you write offers on these properties. If you're flipping, try to find agents or brokers that will give you a little bit of break because they're helping you on both sides of the transaction. If you're holding on to property, try to find someone that knows the rental market in the area. You should try to have the property visible to potential buyers or renters before you complete your work so they can be the first people to show up when your property is available. Remember that your money is on the clock as soon as you purchase the home. Each day it's on the market represents dollars lost on the property, so be careful. All right, hopefully this helps you figure out where to invest. This is a summary of the basic steps needed to find a deal in your preferred area. There are other items that you'll want to flesh out, such as construction and material costs and property tax rates. Researching these items help you understand how far your money will go and won't leave you deflated if the project doesn't net the profit you projected. All right, so leave a comment if you have further questions. Also hit the like button if you found this to be helpful. Subscribe to the channel if you're looking to get into real estate investments so that you can see content that helps make your start easier. Now is the perfect time to start setting goals and achieving them while interest rates are low. In the meantime, stay safe and I'll talk to you soon. Take care.